Good evening, everyone. It is Thursday, February 15th, 2024. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The board met in executive session on February 5th for an update on food service negotiations. They also met prior to this meeting to review the personnel report and tax assessment appeals, Act 91 of 2020, student discipline, and food service negotiations were also discussed. Both meetings lasted approximately 1 hour. And now I would like to make a motion to approve meeting minutes as presented in items 3B through 3F, which included FMT committee meeting, board business meeting, finance committee meeting, HR committee meeting, and curriculum committee meeting. May I have a second? Rick, any questions or comments? All in favor? Thank you. This is a motion to approve financial reports as presented in items 4B through 4M for January 2024. May I have a second? Chris? Any questions or comments? All in favor? Thank you. Treasurer's report. This is a motion to approve the January 2024 Treasurer's report. May I have a second? Gail? Any questions or comments? All in favor? Thank you. Are there any public comments on tonight's agenda? All right. Seeing none, we will turn it over to Dr. Christian.
Much to our students, our wonderful faculty, Mr. Engel, Mrs. Venkis, Mrs. O'Connor. We are just, every year we take assessments in the spring, right? The PSSAs, SATs, AP exams, and they're really important. They're important to measure student growth and academic achievement, but there's something about performance assessment that is so genuine. And I wish I could do what you all could do. I sang once in high school and they immediately made me a tree. And so I am just, it's going to be awesome. Can't wait to see the shows. Thank you so much. Before our students leave, and I know we have many parents here tonight, I'd like to move on to the superintendent's comments for this evening. This was originally planned for December, but we're very happy we're able to recognize a special individual this evening, our former school board member, school board president, Sue Moore. Tonight, we're recognizing Sue for her decades of service to the Colonial School District community of students, families, faculty, staff, administrators, and taxpayers. She has selflessly dedicated her talent and her leadership to Colonial School District since 2001. She's a graduate of Colonial. She's a parent, grandparent of graduates, grandparent of current students, and a complete fixture in the community. Under her leadership, she has facilitated numerous building projects, which we are very grateful for, negotiated contracts with all of our different associations, and kept labor peace as a high priority so that we could have continuity of education and that students could succeed in the classroom, on the stage, on the athletic fields, all the different arenas that we provide, all the different programs. Sue has been a staunch supporter and someone who asks good questions, tough questions, but if it's worth it for students, she would be the biggest advocate. She supported innovative curriculum that is deep and wide in its scope. In my 20 plus years as an administrator, only 7 here in the district, Sue is just one of the most dedicated thorough and honorable school board members I've ever had the opportunity to work with. And I'm going to let the other school board members talk right now, but please join me in recognizing Mrs. Sue Moore.
So Sue, why don't you come up to the podium so then we can see you, because I think all of us have some special things to say. We are really happy that we get to finally come together to celebrate you and the incredible impact you've had on our educational community. As a former special education teacher, you truly brought a unique perspective to the board. Your passion for children's academics and social growth, combined with your understanding of teachers and staff perspectives, has consistently guided all of the decisions you made as a school board member. What I admire most about you is your unwavering focus on the needs of the students and the whole community. You have tirelessly worked to ensure the well-being of our students and provided support to our staff, teachers, and administrators with your humility, kindness, and genuine care. Your leadership style, characterized by collaboration and compassion, has set a standard that I know will be remembered for years and years to come. So tonight, we just want to express our heartfelt gratitude to you. I want to acknowledge the lasting legacy you leave behind, the policies you championed, the schools you helped build, and the fields you cultivated. All of these reflect on your dedication and passion for our colonial community. And we as a board are just genuinely grateful for the high bar that you've set for what it means to be a board member. Your standard of service will always be cherished, remembered, and truly it will serve as a benchmark for all of us to aspire to achieve. Through your outstanding leadership, you have become the heart and soul of our educational community, embodying the true essence of service and dedication. So on behalf of all of us, I just want to say thank you, and there will always be a seat for you on a Thursday night.
I just want to say it's your fault that I sit here today. But actually, I'm so grateful for your friendship, your experience, your mentorship especially. I have learned so much from you, and I can't even compare the board member I would have been had I not had you as a mentor. And I just really want to say thank you for that. When dedication beyond what any dictionary could say. I know we've had meetings that went until 1 a.m, and phone calls and texts that went beyond 1 a.m. So I just want to say thank you as a parent, and as a friend, and as a fellow board member.
And I'd like to just add on, Sue, that when I reflect on your service with the school board, a couple of words come to mind. Insightful is certainly one of them. Very accessible to everyone all the time. Very thorough, transparent, and what I truly learned is that you are at your heart an advocate for students, for all students. Thank you for being an exemplar for all of us as we learn and as we continue on our journey as school board members. And thank you not just for being an exemplar as a school board member, but as a human being. That's important. And so just want to extend my gratitude to you for your service, your leadership, your mentorship, and I wish you well with all your free time.
So Sue, thank you for when I started. Sue helped to kind of onboard me to this role and get me started in the role. So I thank you for doing all that, getting me all up to speed with the rules and follow. But I get to continue to serve with Sue on the foundation board. So I'm grateful that I do get to continue to serve and as a partner in that space, and hopefully she stays a little bit longer on that board as well. Kind of ditto to what was already said. The years of service that you've served in this role, and just a reminder to all that no, it is unpaid. So 20 plus years as a volunteer in this role is highly, highly commendable. So thank you for your service.
I promised Sue I wouldn't speak. Then I thought had second thoughts. I think it's a great fitting night in that all these students are here, because I think what's really incredibly important is that students continually see role models, not only inside the house, but outside the house. And so this recognition, I think, is really important and again, timely, that all of these students who just performed so beautifully are here. And so just a quick note, I remember our now president, Beth Petruno, said, I think you should talk with Sue more if you're thinking about running for school board. She could share all the insights with you. And about 10 seconds in, I realized I was being interviewed by Sue. I wasn't quite learning the ins and outs of the school board so much as I was being interviewed, and I was feeling beads of sweat on my forehead, which don't come very often. But in all seriousness, you've set an incredibly high bar in the short time that I've known you, and I've heard only great things, and that bar is incredibly high, somewhat intimidating. But I have to say you've set a high standard. And congratulations and kudos on your time and your place in not only this school board and your legacy, but in the community.
Sue, I know you love long speeches about yourself, so I only have about 14 paragraphs written. But realistically, I think the reason you stayed 18 years is because you were trying to avoid the 22 years is you were trying to avoid this moment.
But who's counting?
But I just really appreciate that you're a testament to showing up, and that part of being how you represent the community on the school board is being in the community at basketball games, at football games, at board meetings, at the foundation meetings, at the distinguished graduates meetings, at musicals with all these talented kids here, that you're just at all these events, and that you really embody the community, and that everyone who can reach out to you and be accessible and find out that this is the whole point of the school board is to shape the community at what you want it to be. And I appreciate that you've done that for so many years.
I only got to spend a short amount of time with Miss Sue Moore, and it has been a privilege. I came on at a time when we were still masking and trying to get through all that, and we've done so much more since then. And I'm just appreciative of the time that she's given me and over at the JOC, and just teaching me so much about volunteerism and professionalism and things about the district. She has so much knowledge about this district. So I'm going to miss the time that we were able to spend together. Thank you.
Thank you.
So kind of like Chris, I probably wouldn't be sitting here without you, and kind of like Mark, I think our first conversation, I thought, oh, is this really going to happen? And I cannot imagine after 22 years how much time, phone calls, text messages you spent away from your own family. And I think it's just a constant reminder for all of us that we are here for the greater good, right? For the students, for the teachers, the administrators, the taxpayers, everybody, and just a tremendous dedication to this community. That really is, we're kind of a reminder as to why we're all here, and a good, thing for us to focus on as we move forward.
And I just want to say thank you because we're still getting those charts with the tax differences at every little second of our budget. Every tenth of a point.
I'm sure
So I just want to say
Dr.
thank you for
Christian's
that.
happy about that.
I know.
And Mark, every 1/10%, yeah.
The mic is yours, Mrs. Moore.
Oh, man,
I know you love giving speeches.
I do. I just want to say, time flies. When I got on the board, had my arm twisted to get on the board by the then president, who told me it was about 4 to 8 hours a month. He lied. And I did it anyway, and really, really made some incredible friendships, relationships with board members, with community members, with the administration, with the teachers, with the food service people, with the support staff, with everyone. I think it made it one of my missions that we treat everyone in the that works in the district the same, and we negotiated contracts with every union personally as a school board. And I just feel a tremendous sense of accomplishment, not me alone. I'm sitting here with 3 other former board members who came out tonight, and it's a board of 9. Somebody told me once that even if you're president, your vote only counts as 1. Everybody on the board is an equal, and you need a really well-functioning, cohesive board to get things done. And I hope that those of you I've worked with and those of you I haven't, that you can all continue to work together, not just for the students, although they're the most important, but for everyone in the community, even those who don't have children in the schools. Everybody is important. And that's why we have our tax decisions at every 1/10%, because we know we impact everybody by our decisions. So it's been an honor. It's been great to work with all of you. And my family's a little worried about how much I'm going to be around. But hopefully I can keep busy and keep tabs on what's going on in Colonial. So thank you. Thank you for this evening.
Thank you. We have several gifts for Sue, a memory book that many people have signed with well wishes, and then a boatload of Colonial PW swag to share for her, but if she'd like to share it with her family, they can do that as well. So at this point, we do have to actually have the business meeting of the board, and I know as students you are very interested in hearing the board business. But just in case you wanted to get started on your long weekend and you and your parents would like to exit, we certainly understand. I know you have a lot of reading and studying to do, so thank you for coming out this evening. We're very much looking forward to the shows. Item 9, motion to approve the personnel report and extracurricular contracts as outlined in 9B and 9C. Board action is requested. For the recommended personnel changes, appointments for promotion, employment, or transfer are subject to the presentation of valid credentials, employment verification, documentation, and state mandated requirements.
May I have a second on that motion? Chris? Any questions or comments? All in favor? Thank you. And now we will move on to our student representatives. Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening, Dr. Christian, school board members, and community. Thank you for continuously allowing us the opportunity to provide the monthly school student report. So starting off with Conshohocken Elementary, Starting in January and extending into March, CE is hosting Step Into Our World of Reading by the Conshohocken Electric Forest Track Club and the Live Direct Step Team. This program is on Monday evenings and free to all students. Each week, students will read a book by a famous Black author and learn step dancing. On Monday, January 22nd, CE at a community kindness parade and pep rally, which was led by Amy Campbell, Christine Donovan, Amy First, and Erin McMahon. Students then focused throughout this week on acts of kindness with peers and adults. CE is wishing well to the Smiles Family Project, kindness post-its, clothespins where they sent positive messages to peers, and all school smiley face photos taken by the Conshohocken Police Department with one of their drones. Many thanks to Chief Lennon and Officer Vallon for flying the drone at CE. CE's third grade Helping Hands met in January. Students worked in groups to create hug cards for the Breathing Room Foundation. The Breathing Room Foundation will include the Valentine's Day cards in their care baskets. Thank you to Miss Stacy Baker, Mrs. Becky Cosgrove, Miss Stammy Baker, Miss Lauren Petrushk, Miss Kristen Joka, and Miss Kim Carter for giving their time to lead Helping Hands. On Friday, January 26th, we closed our GKC week with a pack party and completed our second No Place for Hate project, using Choose Creativity to learn about ways to express our identity. Students each listened to an interactive story and created their own rainbow to express their individuality. Oh gosh. At White Marsh Elementary, the PTO sponsored our Pastapalooza night. It was a great success with over 500 reservations. They held a poster contest to promote this event. One winner from each grade was selected and awarded a $20 gift card to Five Below. The next event in February will be the bingo night on the 23rd. Our students participated in the Corey Character Education Assembly sponsored by our PTO, which highlighted character essentials such as leadership, respect, and responsibility. Corey uses basketball tricks and entertainment to bring character education to life. Our first grade concert, titled Commotion in the Ocean, was held on February 8th. We participated in the Great Kindness Challenge week. The theme was Creating Kindness, where our students were encouraged to demonstrate kindness in their words and actions. Students participated in Spirit Days, highlighting the ways to be kind. White Marsh Elementary School also participated in the program No Place for Hate, emphasizing social and emotional learning school-wide. The entire school read the book My Food, Your Food by Lisa Bullard. This book is about how different food is important to different people and why. Families participated by sharing an important food in their family, whether it's cultural, traditional holidays, or special occasions. They were given a recipe card to complete to send in, which will create a recipe book. This month, we are celebrating Black History Month by sharing an African American hero each day. Photos of these individuals are displayed on our lobby bulletin board. Each class is also being exposed to the book A Village Remembered, recalling the historic sites of Plymouth Meeting. This book was written and illustrated by 2 Plymouth White Marsh High School graduates. The students will learn where they are located, showing pictures of the buildings and why they are historic. Some of them have a connection to the Underground Railroad. We are planning a fun activity and presentation where our mascot, William the White Marsh Lion, will be visiting these historic sites. Students and families will be encouraged to drive by or visit these sites to take a picture with Flat William. We had a Super Bowl canned food drive. Students voted for their favorite team by bringing in canned food items such as soup, vegetables, etc., and placing them in one of the trash cans identifying the Chiefs or the 49ers. Canned items will be sent to the Colonial Foundation. The Chiefs won the canned food drive. Moving on to Ridge Park. On January 11th, Ridge Park held its first annual Family Bingo Night. Over 400 people attended and enjoyed an evening of bingo, prizes, raffles, and snacks. This was an event at no cost to families, made possible through our SIT funds. The Great Kindness Challenge was January 22nd to the 26th. The entire school community joined in promoting kindness through various activities, including displays across the school.
First graders helped the entire school celebrate the Lunar New Year with a parade around the school on Friday, February 9th. Beginning in February, Ridge Park began its annual drive for the Colonial Neighborhood Council. Throughout the month, students donate personal care items. First grade students, led by Mrs. O, sang for their families at CES on January 25th. It was a very successful concert. Students were excited and very proud. Go ahead.
You're good. On to Plymouth Elementary. Adam Dynan, a third grade student at Plymouth Elementary, was the annual Plymouth Police Department's Golden Ticket winner. On January 18th, 2024, Adam received a police escort to school and was greeted upon his arrival by his family, classmates, and staff members. The Plymouth Police Department also bought treats for Adam to share with his friends. Plymouth Elementary School will be participating in many activities to celebrate Black History Month during February 2024. Students and staff will participate in school-wide activities with a focus on celebrating Black culture and appreciating diversity in children's literature. One favorite activity for students was having members of the Black Cultural Awareness Club come to Plymouth Elementary to read to their class on Friday, February 2nd, 2024. Following the reading, students participated in a reflection activity with their classmates and teachers.
Colonial Elementary. Congratulations to the CES CEAC students who participated in the Dream It, Design It Challenge at the MCIU last week. The students were presented with the following problem statement. Identify a real-world problem or task that can be addressed or accomplished by a robot. Both teams designed a robot that would be helpful in the home. The following students participated: Charlie Cassis, Ginny Leonard, Emma Garg, Erin Kelly, Anaya Pangu, Natalie Pretz, Skylar Sarkina. Thanks to Mr. Murray for making this an engaging and meaningful experience for the students. Members of the CMS Band, Orchestra, and Chorus visited our 5th grade students on Friday, February 2nd. They performed for the students and spoke about the opportunities they will have next year to join the CMS program. The last week of January, the students participated in the Great Kindness Challenge. CES is celebrating Black History Month, which is the focus of morning meetings. CES Cares are working with the Giving Tree, collecting items for meals for kids. The children are helping kids in Montgomery County who have food insecurity. They will be collecting food and making care packages for these children. On January 30th, CMS Chorus put on an incredible production for a sold-out crowd. The choral extravaganza was a hit and created a lot of excitement for our next performance around the corner, Camp Rock, as you saw previously. Opening night is March 1st. On February 22nd, Digital Citizenship Nights for Parents. Backed by popular demand, Mr. Paul Sanfrancesco, a technology educator and expert, will return to speak to parents of students to grade 4 through 12 at CMS at 7 p.m. He will help parents navigate the digital landscape that their children interact in, particularly as it relates to the social media. During the school day, Mr. Sanfrancesco will lead assemblies for each grade level, focusing in on making good choices as it relates to conflict online. CMS Wrestling completed a dominant season, winning the MCAA conference, and many students took home individual honors in postseason competition. Congratulations. TSA News. This past Saturday, our Colonial TSA kids did a great job of not only doing well in the competition, but also in hosting the rest of Region 5 TSA at Colonial Middle School. Congratulations to all. We were all very proud. They are excited to show off their skills at the state conference this April. Special thanks to the district and community for making this happen. On Saturday, February 10th, the Math Counts competition was held in Lansdale, PA. The following CMS students participated: Charlie Callahan, Brandy Fox, Tyler Yun, Jason Stutman, Andrew Zong, Caitlin Jacobs, and Cameron Moore. The team consisting of Brandy Fox, Tyler Yun, Jason Stutman, and Andrew Zong also placed 3rd overall and were awarded the most improved team in the Valley Forge chapter. Big congratulations. Andrew Zong will be representing CMS at this year's State Math Counts competition on March 23rd in Harrisburg, PA, as he ranked 3rd overall in the individual reports for the Valley Forge chapter of Math Counts.
Plymouth Whitmarsh High School. The PW Student Council sold Cupid's Cuties to raise money and looks forward to delivering the gifts on Tuesday, February 20th due to some snow day delays. Thank you to everyone who helped out. Both girls and boys basketball made it to District 1 playoffs, and Plymouth Whitmarsh High School ice hockey clinched the first seed in the SHSHL championship and is also partnering with Best Buddies to sell t-shirts to raise awareness for autism during their championship game in 2 weeks. The spring show has undergone rehearsals and is looking forward to their performance.
This is the conclusion of our February 15th, 2024 student report. Thank you all for your time, and we are looking forward to the rest of this year. Have a nice evening.
Thank you all so much for sharing all the great things that are happening in the district. It's really impressive to hear. Thank you. And now we will move on to new bid business. Rick?
Motion to approve the 24-25 MCIU membership services budget as presented.
May I have a second, please? Sharon? Any questions or comments? All in favor? Thank you. Rick?
Motion to approve the parameters resolution to refinance the 2018 general obligation bonds as presented.
May I have a second? Gail? Any questions or comments? All in favor? Thank you. Will?
All right. So I'm just going to read this real quick because it's a disclaimer. The next few motions are going to be all tied to construction. And the major items going to be addressed in this project include 18 additional classrooms due to the increased enrollment, relocation of the district administrative offices within the existing footprint with a separate entrance from the school, replacing the emergency generator and automatic transfer switch, along with installing air conditioning in the auditorium and gymnasium. So now we'll go into the motion. Motion to approve Myco Mechanical for a total of $3,113,000 for the HVAC work associated with Colonial Elementary School renovations.
May I have a second? Rick? Any questions or comments? All in favor?
All right. Motion to approve BSI Electric for a total of $4,667,300 for electrical work associated with Colonial Elementary School renovations.
May I have a second, please? Chris? Any questions or comments? All in favor? Thank you.
This one is a motion to approve Myco Mechanical for a total of $928,000 for plumbing work associated with the Colonial Elementary School renovations.
May I have a second? Sharon? Any questions or comments? All in favor? Thank you.
The next one is a motion to approve Walter Brucker Company for a total of $9,147,780 for general contractor work associated with Colonial Elementary School renovations.
May I have a second, please? Gail? Any questions or comments? All in favor? Thank you.
Motion to approve ICS Consulting for a total of $450,000 for the construction management services associated with Colonial Elementary School renovations. The cost of the construction management services is identified and included in the project's approved budget.
May I have a second? Chris? Any questions or comments? All in favor? Thank you. All right, Rick.
Motion to approve the assessment appeals listed by parcel number below, parcel 49000129-001, 4900121010-00-1, 6500100066-02-1, 6500100066-05-7, and 6500-10066-08-4.
May I have a second, please? Sharon? Any questions or comments? All in favor? Thank you.
Motion to approve the budgets and payments in the budget for the spring productions at Plymouth White Marsh High School and Colonial Middle School as presented.
May I have a second, please? Rashida? Any questions or comments? All in favor? Gail?
This is a motion to approve the revisions to the board policies outlined below on a first read basis. Policy number 314, physical examination. This is a new policy. Policy 314.1, HIV infection. This policy has a new title, number, and language to conform to PSBA standard format, formerly policies number 415, bloodborne pathogens, professional employees, and number 515, bloodborne pathogens, classified employees. Policy is characterized as legal liability. Staff development may be held periodically.
May I have a second, please? Chris? Any questions or comments? All in favor? Thank you.
This is a motion to delete board policies as outlined below. Number 415, bloodborne pathogens. Deletion of this policy is a PSBA recommendation. Policy is renumbered as 314.1 to conform to PSBA's standard numbering format. Also, number 515, bloodborne pathogens. Deletion of this policy is a PSBA recommendation. Policy is renumbered as 314.1 to conform to PSBA's standard numbering format.
May I have a second, please? Rick? Any questions or comments? All in favor? Thank you. Sharon?
This is a motion to approve the 2 additional course offerings at Plymouth White Marsh High School outlined below. These courses were reviewed and discussed at the Curriculum Committee of the Board meeting on February 12th, 2024. The 2 courses are AP World History Modern and AP African American Studies.
May I have a second, please? Gail? Any questions or comments? All in favor? Thank you.
This is a motion to approve the out-of-state conference request outlined below. This request, again, was reviewed at the Curriculum Committee of the Board on February 12th. Andrew Bogley, Director of Technology, to attend the Consortium for School Networking in Miami, Florida from April 8th through the 10th, 2024.
May I have a second, please? Chris? Any questions or comments? All in favor? All right, and Chris?
Motion to approve the stipulation agreement for student number 27548 as presented and reviewed in executive session.
May I have a second? Will? Any questions or comments? All in favor? Thank you. Solicitor's report.
I normally do not make a solicitor's report, but I do think that given tonight's honor for Sue Moore and the number of years that I've known Sue, it gives me an opportunity to give individuals an opportunity to hear what I have to say, and it won't be long, Sue. Martin Luther King once said that a genuine leader is not a searcher for consensus, but a molder of consensus. And you fit that definition probably better than most any other board president that I've dealt with in my 46 years of representing school districts. Don't let Sue's diminutive size fool you. Because if you get in the way, Sue can be as tenacious as anybody I know and accomplish her objectives. I think a number of people learned that in a number of different ways over the years. But I view education as the single most important thing that we can give to our children and to give to our future. It is the largest expenditure of state government throughout the country, and it is the most important thing that we do. And to take your time to lead and to work on a school board for no compensation is something that really should be treasured. You will be missed in more ways than you could imagine, and I really, really respect what you have done in this school district and what you have done for me. So thank you. That concludes my report.
Thank you. Committee reports. Chris?
Yeah, for the CRSL Safety and Wellness met on February 12th, and we had a great presentation regarding the Resolve Room at the middle school, which we have received a 2-year grant for. The Resolve Room is a safe space for students to regroup after conflict, so they can return to their regular learning environment. And we've had so much success that was talked about the other night. They have peer-to-peer sessions or individual sessions with a dedicated counselor, and we're actually exploring being able to expand it to the high school. So they've really had great success with that program. So,
Thank you. Curriculum?
Sure. So at our recent curriculum meeting this past Monday, Mrs. Wilczek provided an overview of the district's transition from NGSS, which is the Next Generation Science Standards, to the new STEELS standards: Science, Technology, Engineering, Environmental Literacy, and Sustainability. Mrs. Wilczek and Dr. Brett Criswell from Westchester University presented at the meeting. Dr. Criswell is an original STEELS standards writer and is assisting the state of Pennsylvania in the transition. So Mrs. Wilczek is collaborating with Dr. Criswell to design the professional development for our district in support of the new standards. We are excited that Colonial School District will serve as a model for statewide implementation of the STEELS standards. So I just want to give a shout out to Mrs. Wilczek for her leadership in this implementation and this work. So thank you. A couple other quick notes. Mr. Pasidi and Mr. Merck gave an update on the Colonial School District Summer Academy program, and that information, if it hasn't already gone out yet, is going out very soon. Yes? Yes. So looking forward to seeing what our numbers are like for our summer programming. And Mr. Pasidi also put forth to the board the 2 courses that we just approved, and then we also approved the request for Mr. Bogley to attend a conference. The next committee meeting is March 11th, so we hope to see you there at the meeting.
Thank you. Will, facilities?
Yes, I have more of a comment or compliments to Dr. Christian and Mr. Lally for bringing in this project that we're working on with the Colonial Elementary School in well under $500,000 under budget. That includes having 18 alternates and including 5 capital improvement projects. So, you know, they work tirelessly with taxpayers in mind and our student population. I mean, we're getting bigger, and we need to add classrooms. So, being able to bring that project in under budget is it's really good. I think it should be commended. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Finance, Rick?
The Finance Committee met on Monday, February 5th. The board reviewed refinancing the 2018 general obligation bonds we just voted on. The refinance is expected to save the district an estimated $300,000 after administration and fees. The board also reviewed the 24-25 MCIU member service budget and the CMTHS 24-25 budget. The CMTHS budget has decreased for 24-25, but the CSD contribution will increase due to a combination of increased enrollment and a tech school accounting error in previous years. The committee also reviewed the budget for the PW and CMS spring musicals and is looking forward to the productions. To round out the evening, the committee looked at the 24-25 budget and the 23-24 year-to-date budget. 23-24 is tracking in line with budget expectations. 24-25 is looking more promising on the second look, with the projected budget deficit decreasing due to savings from the bond refinancing and increased interest income. The deficit is currently projected to be funded by a combined use of fund balance plus an estimated tax increase of 2.63%, down from 3.49% on the first look.
All right, thank you. HR, Gail?
I have no additional report outside of the new policy changes that were discussed.
Tech school, Chris?
no report.
Intermediate unit, Mark?
So there was no December meeting, so the January meeting had quite a substantial agenda. So I think I'll circulate the minutes, if that's the best practice, to the school board. But the activities focused around appointing and welcoming new members, adopting new board policies, and approving 24-25 budgets. There are two items which maybe we're aware of that I think might be of interest to staff. The MCIU approved the partnership agreement with the Luzerne County Intermediate Unit 18, which offers countywide special education teacher certification program. And the MCIU board approved the letter of understanding with Drexel University to offer discounted tuition program to MCIU employees, families, employees of MCIU district member schools. And so that may be of interest. I'm not sure the process for socializing that to staff, but might be of interest.
Great, thank you for that. Legislative, Sharon?
No report other than Governor Shapiro has shared his proposal, which was discussed obviously in depth at our, well, it was the day before. But it also includes the basic education funding allocation proposals, which is a big deal, not just for Colonial, but for all districts, particularly districts who have been underserved for years and years. So we look forward to our next finance meeting where we're going to have the opportunity to really look at the budget through this lens and have conversation around that. So we invite you to join us if you're able to.
Thank you. Any municipal and community liaison reports this evening? Well,
Yeah, so Plymouth Township let me know that I reached out to the Township Council. GPCC is offering childcare for grades K through 6 on the following schools out days: February 16th, February 16th, February 19th, April 10th, with games, sports, swimming, and projects. Days run from 9 to 4. The daily cost will be $46 for residents and $58 for non-residents. They are also offering aftercare for 4 to 6 p.m. at $19 for non-residents and $15 for residents. There is also going to be a Black History event at Greater Plymouth Community Center on Saturday, February 24th from 10 to 12. The event will focus on Black pioneers in the music, fashion, and global economy. Guest speakers will start at 10, and they will be having a fashion show at 11. So please come out if you can.
all right, great, thank you.
Yeah, I'll just add quickly for Conshohocken, the St. Patrick's Day Parade is on March 16th, and then there's also, for little ones, a Dreams Come True party, Saturday, February 24th. It's all about princesses and superheroes and all the fun things. So registration does end today, though, so if you're interested, please make sure you sign up today.
Great, thank you. Foundation, Gail?
Yeah, so upcoming, we have a fundraiser, Fairways and Dreams, which is the golfing location, 200 West Ridge Pike. That is April the 6th. So if you have an opportunity, look at our website for that opportunity to help fundraise, which helps our schools and students. And then on October 13th, we're starting the planning process for Foundation Day. This is an opportunity for us to celebrate with the community for everything that the foundation is doing and contributing to the district.
Great, thank you. And attached to tonight's agenda for your information are the school activity accounts, the athletic activities account, building report, curriculum report, and technology report. And now we will move on to public comment. Is there any public comments this evening? Please state your name and place of residence, Township.
Erin Salino, Plymouth Township. I got here a little late, but I wanted to say that several years ago I started coming to school board meetings. Some of you might remember me from then. And there was some stuff going on, and I emailed the whole board. And the only person to get back to me was Sue Moore. She literally was the only one who responded to my email. And it was the start of a great friendship, I feel like. We've lived parallel lives in the community. We've lived here our whole lives. I'm a little older than Stephen, and but we all went to PW. We go to Plymar. We play tennis together. And I just want to say that what a great example to the community of someone who volunteers, whose kids are no longer in the district, but who literally would come to meetings for years. And this is a thankless job, all of you. I envy, I'm impressed, really, and I'm honored that you're all on this board because you're not paid. It is hours and hours of work, and you put up with a lot. And she did it for so many years. And I just want to say thank you to all of you guys and to Sue for giving back to our community and truly being a part of it without having an agenda. Although the only agenda is to make sure that our kids have a great school district, a great community, great administrators, great teachers, and that's what we all want. So thank you to everybody and to Sue.
Hi. So, my name is Tiffany. I reside in the district, and I just wanted to.
Which township in the district? Your place of residence in township?
Plymouth.
Thank you.
So, I just wanted to. First, I can't get up here without saying thank you as well to Sue. My young ones came up. They're a little younger, but I had nephews and nieces that came throughout the district that are like in their 20s now. So thank you so much. And thank you to the entire board because this is a hard job. I'm on boards and it's very time consuming and to not get paid and still serve. I have a heart of a servant and of service, and that's a big thing. So I'm here to pretty much comment because the board over the years, the district over the years have become so diverse, even the board. I wanted to suggest that I know that our mascot is a Colonial. From the statistics, and I don't know if they're accurate now, the district is about 72% Caucasian, 10% Black, 7% Asian, 6% Hispanic, 5% two or more races, but collaboratively, that's about 28% diverse, which is about 1/3 of the students. And the representation, we want to be accurate, I would say so. So to utilize the mascot of a Colonial may be a bit offensive in some regards and to some. And I don't look like that. So I have a shirt. It's on our apparel. And I don't know what we can do about that, but there's a shirt here with a Colonial on it. I don't know if you guys can see it. And I'm not sure, and they actually have it as a fair-skinned male. I'm not sure what we can do about that, but I just think that, again, we're in an age of diversity, inclusion, cultural sensitivity, and I think that it may be time to maybe take a look at that. So, that's it.
Great. Thank you for your comment. Thank you.
Yeah, Robert Franz, Plymouth meeting. I want to say that over 2 decades ago, I was on a tech study group for the Colonial School District, and it was all I needed to know that the school board was not for me. So I do appreciate and understand the tremendous amount of work that goes into being on the school board. And it was also very nice to see, I recently saw a listing of the 10, or I think it was the 10 best high schools in Montgomery County, and to see Colonial there. That was very nice. One thing, when you come up the drive there, you see...
They were actually rated number 4 in the state.
Very nice.
In the state.
When you come up the driveway, you see some banners. There's arts, activities, sports. I hope in the future I see one that has STEM on it, because that's very important also.
That whole wing, when you come up there, is STEM. There's a whole wing. We can put a flag there too, but there's like 30 classrooms dedicated to science, technology, engineering, and math and innovation. And so I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I think a wing is pretty impressive. Yeah.
Is the hill at White Marsh on the tax base now, or are they still exempt?
What was that?
The hill at White Marsh.
I'd have to look it up. I don't have that at my fingertips.
Because that was like 2 decades ago, they got that special deal where they were tax exempt to a certain point. And the last time I asked, they had not reached that point yet where they were paying property.
No, it could have been a phase-in, but we could look that up.
The question, it was nice to see that the possible tax increase is shrinking as you fine-tune it. But I'm wondering, what are the major drivers that's bringing up the cost? If you look around, you see down in Conshohocken, you see all those apartment buildings, which to me says wage tax, because at $25,000 and $30,000 a year for renting, you're not going to have families. And Plymouth is pretty much built out. And I'm wondering, what are the main drivers of costs here for the school district? And I do appreciate that you're responsible and very tight-fisted. You're better than some of the other districts around. But what are some of the main cost drivers that's hitting?
So there's growth already in the system. So I'll give you a great example. The current senior class, and I'm using approximates, is about 360 students. The current first grade class is over 500 students. So we haven't hired the teachers yet when they're eventually going to get to 5th, 6th, 7th grade and so forth. The current kindergarten class is 470 students. We just started enrollment for next year's kindergarten class, and in the first 2 days, we had almost 200 kindergartners registered. So I expect that will be probably 450 to 500. So that is undoubtedly a driver. So you have in Conshohocken, where we're building up, right? You also have, and while there's not a lot of land in White Marsh and Plymouth to still build, you still have resale of homes, which brings children. So the growth is there. So that's, we're trying to spread out those increases over multiple years so that we don't have a spike. But the growth is here, and we need to be able to accommodate for it, which is why this area is going to be renovated, because those first graders and kindergartners are going to be in 4th and 5th grade in the blink of an eye. We know that. It probably seems pretty far for them, but it's going to be here before we know it.
I do notice when I bicycle on the Schuylkill River Trail there that the ultra luxury one on West Elm there, they're starting to now lease those. They were hoping to lease them, I think, in November.
Yeah.
They're now starting to lease those, and the top ones are like $6,000 a month, which to me is wow.
Mr. Digian does a great job of breaking these down at the finance meetings, and I know they're available on the website. He goes through the budget line item by line item and where the expense increases are and where the projected income increases are. They're on the website, correct?
The finance presentation is available on the website. It's included in board docs. As Mr. Carpenter says, it does go over line item by line item as far as revenues, expenditures, and then a detailed analysis to where our investments going in terms of our dollars across the district. But I would invite you to come to the finance committee meetings. There's plenty of seats, and we can get into as much as you'd like.
At 3 o'clock in the afternoon, right?
They're at 6 o'clock at night.
6 o'clock.
Yep, available at night.
Well, like I say, I learned enough being part of that tax study group to say this is not for me. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments.
Thank you.
Other public comments?
All right. No other public comments. Any other board comments this evening? All right. Seeing none, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
We don't clap for that. We don't clap for that. I think we should. I'll be the only one, I'm afraid. I'm afraid to stand alone.